الشهد يا رسول الكريم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أطيعوا الله أطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. And always a reminder for myself, أنا عبدك العاجز ضعيف ومسكين وظالم وجهل. But for the grace of Allah that we're still in existence, and on the celebration of the Urs of Mawlana Sultan al-Awliya Mawlana Sharafuddin Daghestani Qaddasallahu Siru, and the great Sultan al-Awliyas of the golden chain, that their lives are reminders for us of this path and a life of continuous imtihan and testing. And Mawlana Sharafuddin Daghestani Qaddasallahu Siru is the one that we give the example of, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu amanu, in the story of when great calamities were in the Caucasus and they came to Mawlana Sharafuddin and said, Sayyidi, that these armies are approaching. And Mawlana Shaykh told them that it's planting time, plant the seeds. And many times we've given that example and it's a reminder for ourselves. We think of these qissa, these stories and these examples and we don't see the similitude in our lives. And dangers and difficulties seem far away for many people. Some unfortunately are right in the middle of difficulties, and dangers and difficulties seem far away. And when they came to the shaykh with this fear and anxiety of what was coming, and the order was, continue planting. And at that time those whom had fear and panic ran. Those whom their faith was strong understood that there must be a hikmah in what the shaykh is saying. As a result, we won't pay attention to what's happening around and we listen, because this is the path of we hear and we obey. And we said that this is an immense door upon the heart of realities and virtually impossible to achieve. That in our lives to hear and listen to the guidance, and in every aspect is guidance. And every talk, every association, every understanding of the path is based on that reality. The perfection of that reality is the perfection of faith. And we describe with different examples that for this light and energy to enter into the soul, the door is the ear, and whom is standing at your door, standing at your ear, is going to determine the level of faith. If the nafs and shaitan stand at the ears, then every type of difficulty and testing comes in every way. If Allah wants a result, there's no way to postpone that result. If He wants the ears of a servant to be open so that the lights of guidance And ihtiba, the way of submission, because we can't submit to Allah, that's the fallacy in these other people's teachings, that's very big. When we humble ourselves, La ilaha anta subhanaka inni kuntu minal zalimeen, glory be to you Ya Rabbi, I'm an oppressor to myself. There's no way you're submitting to Allah, Izzati wa Jalalihi. So they give to us, then follow Prophet and know that you can't even follow those sunnahs. And then as a mercy Allah sends the rope of wa ulul amri minkum, and the ulul amr, at least follow them. In your life try to listen to them, take the guidance and then practice listening, so that one day when that listening is achieved, then we begin to hear the inspirations of the soul from Prophet, because that's the listening that you ignore. When you practice with the ulul amr, we listen, no, don't. Follow the teaching, no. And we keep battling with them, it's a mercy from Allah, because if you were to disobey Allah, that's not going to happen. If you were to disobey Prophet that can't happen, because that's the life of samina wa atana. So as Allah's rahmah and mercy is, I'll put you in training with these ulul amr, and you come across them in your life and you call them your shaykh and guide. You can't take 3, 4 because then you don't know which course you're in, what series of testings are you supposed to be listening to. Some may even contradict others. And we've given examples before. They go to one shaykh who's their shaykh, gives guidance, they don't listen to that. They go to another shaykh and the guidance is even more difficult, they don't listen to that. Then they used to go all the way to the boss, Sultan al-Awliya, and that was impossible to follow. He would say like, leave everything, pack your bags, go back to Pakistan. When the guidance from the local shaykh was much easier. Move closer to the center, do like this, do like that. They didn't listen, didn't want. All the way to when they got to Sultan al-Awliya, says, as a matter of fact, what are you doing here? Pack up, go to Pakistan. And that was not going to be achievable at all. Now you're in a big difficulty because you went to the head office and all along you didn't listen, and you go to the head office and don't listen, it's a big mark against. And every difficulty comes to the servant to recalibrate where you didn't listen. So Allah will get what Allah wants, there is no escaping Divine will. When Allah wants the servant to achieve submission, that's Islam, is I submit my will, the will of the Divine is taslim. They talk about Islam as peace, but ridiculous, that has nothing to do. Islam is surrender, and everything's an oxymoron, that there is no peace until you fought yourself. You don't just sit by a bush and feel, I'm at peace. No devil will let you to do that, no nafs will allow you to enjoy that. So these are terms that people don't have any understanding behind. Islam is submission to the will of God. That's why every other religion, their dua is Islam. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done. This they call the Lord's Prayer. Their prayer, it's Islam. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heavens. And then the kingdom came and the king said, your will must match heaven's. And the religion is called Islam, means submission to the kingdom that's run by a king. And our life was to submit our will to the will of the Divine. Allah's rahmah is that everybody is accountable to their submission and they will be asked. And that's why we said in Qur'an, Allah asked, Alastu bi rabbikum qalu bala. There was a dialogue that everything was given to us, these are the things that you would do on your short visit to the earth because you are eternally from paradise. We are not earthly people. And we promise to achieve. We come to the earth and the promise is completely veiled. Blessings upon those whom they're born into religious families, pious, good religious families, not bad religious families. They have even a worse time to get out of the calamities if their madhabs are bad. But those whom the descendants were pious, then big barakah and blessing for them because you're closer to what you were promising and your families will guide you towards you were promising because they're probably all in tariqahs. But those that weren't like that, the promise still stands. We were supposed to achieve a reality, that reality's coordinates cannot come to us until the ears open. And the ears open not to Allah. But they say, I'm not going to open anything until one day I say, Allahu Akbar and I hear the Divine talking to me. That means you lost your mind, you're completely insane. You could talk to Allah all you want but when Allah talks to you, you're crazy. That's why all crazy people think they're talking to somebody. Think it's something so easy, oh God talks to me, I talk to God. You're talking to your nafs and most likely shaitan who's next to you whispering. How you could talk to the Divine if you have no training, no cleansing, no energy moving, and we know the shaitan is attached to you and Allah says, I have attached a qareen to everyone. You think that qareen is letting you talk to the Divine? Or you're talking to him? So that's not going to happen. That's why Allah gave, Atiullah, Atiya Rasul, ulul amri minkum. Then those with the shaykh, they're humble, don't talk like you're talking to Allah Izzati wa Jalalihi, that's very high. Come with a humble approach and say that, I want to be a servant of Sayyidina Muhammad in his Divinely court. If he allows me entrance into that court, I don't want to be in the field, I want to be in the Divinely court of Prophet. That Divinely court then are the tariqahs, whom training souls to reach these realities.